Let me set the scene for the video you're about to see. We sailed up the Norwegian coast from Bergen in the south, deep into the Arctic Circle to Kirkenis, and back. It's known as the most beautiful voyage in the world. We sailed north that first morning, through the islands and skerries, beauty all around us. There were some 30-odd ports of call on our route. We were only alongside for 15 minutes at some of them. These people don't play. In every port, as the hatches hit the wharf, the forklifts start working at a frenzied pace to load and offload. That evening, our entertainment officer told us that a sister ship, the Polaris, would be passing us, and it was customary to get out on deck and wave and make a noise. He and his opposite number would then decide which ship was best at greeting the other. So we all rushed out on deck, and as the Polaris approached, proceeded to greet them like a bunch of kids. The Norwegians had great fun. Sadly, the passengers of the Polaris hadn't got the message, so it was a bit of a damp squib. But it was quite a majestic sight to see a huge ship glide slowly past in the dark with lights ablaze. Ålesund, one of the larger towns, provides the base for an extensive fishing industry and fish exports. We had time to stroll around the harbour and parts of the town. We continue north and pass one of our many sister ships, the Trollfjord. There are about 10 of them plying this coast. This is considered to be the most beautiful lighthouse on the Norwegian coast. The last lighthouse keeper and his wife are said to have brought up their 5 children here and remained sane. The captain and restaurant staff. $200 worth of beer.
Yeah.
We had time to wander around Trondheim the next morning. Garden, the royal residence and largest wooden building in northern Europe. statue of King Olav Tryggvason, who ruled in the 10th century, dominates the city square. Spanning the Nadelva River is the 17th century Gumla Bibru, or Old Town Bridge. Its location here was of strategic military significance in the mid-1600s. The old storehouses lining the river banks are hugely picturesque. The idyllic neighbourhood of Bakalande nearby also features old timber buildings. Nidaros Cathedral was built over the burial site of Olaf, the King of Norway in the 11th century, and is the traditional location for the consecration of the kings today. Leaving Trondheim, we pass Munkholm. It served as a monastery, a fortress, a prison, and a World War II anti-aircraft gun station. At 67 degrees north, we cross the Arctic Circle, denoted by this globe on the rock. And of course, a ceremony on board.
Herskeren over alle polarområder og kolde hav ønsker nå dere bleke fjes velkommen til mitt kongedømme.
Oh, ice cubes in iced water.
Yes. And since she was winning, we make it 3 times. Fantastisk. Så, vi må vent en øyeblikk. Så, vær så snill, alle må gå ut her. Ja.
We're sailing through the Lofoten Islands, and it's a little chilly. For some. Hard work for others. We just arrived at Bodo and are gearing up for our rib boat excursion to the Saltstraumen Inlet. On the way, we passed these spectacular rock faces, known as Caledonian Folds. Saltstraumen has the world's most powerful tidal current. 400 million cubic meters of water are forced in and out through the glacial passage just 150 meters wide, 4 times a day. Water speeds reach 22 knots. And strong currents form these vortices. At speed, the icy wind cuts mercilessly through our heavy protective gear. It was very, very cold. In Tromsø, we drove through the suburbs into the country to go dog sledding.
you will meet puppies before, you will get coffee, tea, homemade chocolate cake before, and afterwards dog sledding.
Okay.
First, a welcome coffee and chocolate cake. Then, kitted out for the harsh climate, we meet the pups.
Hey. Papa puppies! Hey!
Come here. Come here.
Then the adults.
So when they see another teams and they start bark like, I want to go, I want to go.
The dogs just want to run.
Yeah, avocado can get. You can bring.
This is our musher, Greg.
We're off. It was breathtakingly beautiful.
Stop. And sometimes it's very hard to wait because our colleague is far away. The last one. If it's easier for dogs if they start pulling exactly the same moment, then it's easier to start.
Okay.
So I can tell, and then all of them they start together. Okay. Yep. You see, all of them in the same time they start.
Unbelievable, fantastic.
A truly overwhelming experience. Hammerfest is the northernmost town in the world. It has a long history as a remote trading port, and the Royal and Ancient Polar Bear Society Museum was set up here to commemorate this. It depicts the early life of Hammerfest, including exhibits of stuffed animals, photographs, drawings, and writings of the town's history. The population was forcibly evacuated by the occupying German troops when they withdrew in the autumn of 1944. The town looted and burnt to the ground. Only the small funeral chapel was left untouched. It's a journey to North Cape today, one of the northernmost points of Europe, which lies just 2,000 kilometers from the North Pole. The weather is lousy and very cold. Camping, anyone? It's important to be seen under this iconic symbol. The view north is a little lost today. The Children of the Earth monument stands nearby. It was designed by the children of 7 countries that spent time here together in 1988 and is a symbol of cooperation, friendship, hope, and joy.
Keep that glass open. Keep it open till you start driving snowmobile.
We left the ship and were kitted out for our snowmobile safari across the tundra from Kjolefjord to Myhamn. The frozen, barren landscape was absolutely stunning, and the light awesomely beautiful. We crested the last ridge and saw our ship sailing in to meet us. We've reached Kirkenis, our furthermost point, and are off to see the Snow Hotel. I'm not sure why Lee is checking out all this equipment. A few weather-beaten old reindeer.
No dip.
I don't think I could spend the night here. You have to be very cold. The bar area. Rather sad, no ice glasses, no alcohol. Our next outing is off on the Sea Eagle safari. We leave the mothership out of this hatch straight onto the small boat. Very convenient. With the Finnmarken towering majestically above us, we set off into the magnificent Troll Fjord and were immediately swamped by seagulls, greedily pursuing the chunks of fish being offered by the crew. Aha, the sea eagles start to appear. Just awesome to watch. Then, with incredible beauty all around us, we headed to Svalbard to meet the ship. Hurtigruten, the mountain with a hole in it, has become a landmark in southern Helgeland. We're about to dock in Kristiansand and drive the Atlantic Road to Molde, where we'll rejoin our ship for the last leg back to Bergen. We headed out into the country, and our first stop was at this old 17th century stave church. A stave church is a medieval wooden building, the name being derived from the building structure of posts and lintels and the exposed wooden framework of the interior.
Så tok jeg meg spydet mitt, så det hvis ikke dere er snille nå, så bruker jeg det. Hvis du går litt bort, slipper du på lys i ansiktet, så ser du det at Johannes er korsfestet på veggen.
It has the customary old votive ship hanging from the ceiling. A fascinating look at something very different from the old churches of Europe. On past some fish farms that are so prevalent all over Norway. A stop for lunch and a meal of bacalao, which the Norwegians make from salted stockfish.
What is this again? Bacalao.
The Atlantic Road proper is an 8-kilometer stretch of country road connecting several small islands with 8 bridges, the most prominent being this one. As I couldn't really video it myself, I unashamedly borrowed these clips from the internet, showing the road at its worst and best. I guess summer is the time to go. Next stop, Bergen, and the end of a truly memorable odyssey.